Alright, for our last touchcast here on unemployment, we've got the worksheet that you should have already to do a little practice with calculating the unemployment rate. Alright, on this worksheet you've got four countries, country A, B, C, and D. With each one of these you're going to have to calculate the unemployment rate. That's what's on the bottom with all the question marks. But before you do that, you're going to fill in some of the other boxes that are missing. So some of the information you have for each country, you've got total population, the number of people employed, the number of people unemployed, the labor force, and then the number not in the labor force. Alright, so depending on which box is missing, you need to fill that one in first for each country. And then you can figure out what the unemployment rate is. Now we'll do the first country together. So for country A, we've got a total population of 6 million people, a total number employed of 2.85 million, the number unemployed is 150,000, and then the total number in the labor force is 3 million. So first of all, we need to figure out the number that's not in the labor force. So we know that there's 6 million people in the population. And then 3 million of those people are in the labor force. We know that because it tells us that 3 million are in the labor force, but we also know it because we see that there are 2.85 million employed and then 150,000 unemployed. You add those together, that gives us our labor force, which would equal 3 million. So how do we figure out how many are not in the labor force? Well, that's easy. We just take the number that are in the labor force, subtract it from the total population, gives us the number not in the labor force, which we should know is 3 million. So it's just what's left. Okay, so that's the number not in the labor force. Now, we need to calculate our unemployment rate. Well, you remember the calculation. We take the number of unemployed and we divide that by the number in the labor force. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to do 150,000 divided by 3 million. Now remember, we want this as a percentage. So we're going to do 150,000 divided by 3 million, and then we have to multiply times 100 to get our percentage, which is 5%. So that's how we're going to calculate unemployment rate. So now you're going to do your own practice. You're going to fill in for country B, C, and D. Good luck.